Yo, what's going on, fellas? How are you doing on this great Tuesday morning? Hopefully you're doing well. Morning's off to a nice little start. Time to get settled on into some sports and some sports betting talk. We've got a lot to get done before we're live at 11 a.m. Eastern with the Hockey Squirrel and myself. We preview today's MLB slate because we were obviously off for a few days with the Memorial Day holiday. So we got to recap last week, see what the hell happened yesterday. How did our week go? Let me also update you on how the MLB season is going 8 weeks into the season. So let's just jump on into all these recaps. First, we'll go ahead and throw the one up from last week where we do get to go ahead and ring that cash register as we went 21 and 22 and plus 2.37 units. Absolutely love to see that right there. Year to date, we got a mistake, and I sent out a second tweet. We are 11.98 unit to the good. 11.98 units to the good. 1.98 units, that wouldn't be very good for 5 months in. Not that 12 units is all that great. We're well off the pace of what we've been doing the last 2 years, but we have plenty of time to keep on building to that. So love to see that. 12 units to the good. Arbitrage year to date. I'm still just really glad I've been tracking this. How about $600 of free money going in your pocket? Love to see that right there. What were some of those good wins and some of those bad losses from last week? Well, let's run through those. How about Lorenzen on his K's and the Owls, which really saved the day on Monday? Remember, that was the day we went 2-2 and we were just juiced out a little bit. But it was Lorenzen. You know, you were staring at an 0-4 day there for a second, but then Lorenzen stepped up, went over on his Ks, went over on his outs, and really saved our bacon and it may have saved the entire week because obviously you can see down by notable losses. We had a rough Tuesday going 1-5. So Lorenzen got us off to not a good start, but like I said, based on how the night was unfolding, you go ahead and take a 2-2 night. We also did really good last week on player out props. We hit Senga. We also hit Caprillion and we hit Rodriguez. Some of those were really easy, right? Senga going against the Cubs. Caprillion was taking on the Astros and Rodriguez was taking on the Rangers. Some really just no-brainer ones. So you love to see when the research goes ahead and pays off. We also hit some monster parlays, a plus 760, basically 77 to 1. That was an all-player props. And if you notice something on that one, also if you notice something on Friday when we had an official play of Christian Vasquez to record a strikeout, that cashed on Friday night. Well, we had 2 of those also in the player prop. There's not a good angle today where a guy has a history of striking out a lot against today's starting pitcher. But basically 3 for 3 on that prop because 2 in that parlay, 1 with Vasquez on a standalone play. Going to look to maybe play that angle going forward because you're seeing it in today's game where it's just feast or famine and guys are striking out a lot. So love that we've kind of been playing that angle. The 8-1 parlay, that was pretty good. We had a dog in there, some F5 overs. So that was a really good one right there. What about on Friday? 8-3. 8-2-3. That one was the Caprillion play. Was the Rodriguez play. Mentioned the Vasquez one. We hit an F5 over. Been dabbling in my dog of the days. If you're watching Payoff pitch, you've noticed 4th inning. Like to give out our favorite long shot of the day. And I've been playing those a little bit. And Friday night we played the Pirates going up against the Mariners where I think they won that game 11-6 or 11-7. They had 7 home runs in that game, did the Pirates, with Mitch Keller on the mound. So that was a great plus money cash. So yeah, Friday was just one hell of a night that we have on Friday night. And then also don't forget midweekend soccer. How about Brighton and Manchester City? How about everybody that bet over 2.5 and suffered just a brutal loss? Fortunately, we just did the first half over and got a good plus 118 cash. What an exciting game. Game of the year to me in the Premier League. Unfortunately, the Premier League obviously did end on Sunday, so it's going to be a long time without betting the Premier League and having that excitement. But now we get to see what happens in the transfer window because you had 3 established Premier League teams get relegated in Southampton, Leeds, and Leicester. If you've been following soccer long enough, whenever a team gets relegated down to the lower leagues, they sell off their players because they're not making the Premier League dollars, so they have to get rid of the wage bills. Where's Madison going to go? Where's Tillemans going to go? Where's Harvey Barnes going to go? What about McKinney? What about Tyler Adams? What about Harrison? If you look at Southampton, they've got good players in Che Adams and James Ward-Prowse, Romello. It'll be good Premier League players on the move. I look forward to seeing how that one's going to unfold. And obviously we saw also Chelsea confirmed Pochettino. Pochettino's back in the Premier League and going to go ahead and land with Chelsea. I think that's an absolutely fantastic hire for them. Look forward to seeing their progress, and it'll all depend on how fast he can get in his players. But I loved watching Spurs under Pochettino, so Chelsea's definitely going to be back. How quick will it be? Time will be. We'll have to see what he does this summer. So love that right there. We also hit the Premier League. Remember on Sunday when we talked about Between the Posts, we talked about how the goals are always hot and heavy on match day number 38. There's more goals being scored on that singular match week than any other match week throughout the season. I just took a chance that there were going to be 2 goals scored in every game in the first half. We went 5-5. And pulled in over a unit of profit. So love to see that one right there. Couple of near misses. Leeds Tottenham. How did that one not hit? 4 goals in that game, and you can't get that one to hit. Tough stuff right there. What were some of those tough losses? Well, if you're going to talk about some losses, you got to talk about Braxton Garrett. Now, he's going to take the cake. You put 6 units on a guy, and he doesn't come through. That's a notable loss, and one that still burns a little bit just because of the umpire, but give it a few days. Okay, that's the human element that is involved in all sports. It happens, but I still love that play. And if I had all that research, if I had all those information that a team struck out really high and was struggling versus left-handed pitchers and the guy had the hit rate that he did, I'd make that same bet again. So love that one right there. What about Joe Ryan over 6.5 Ks? Boy, he gave me the big FU towards the end of that game. Did jack shit for 3.2 innings pitched, and then wants to strike out his last 4 batters. So the stats were there, just messed around for the first 3 innings of that game, and then do a damn thing. That striking out those last 4 batters, that actually pissed me off. At one point I was like, you know what, end with 0 Ks, you bastard. And no, he wants to strike out the last 4 batters. So unreal stuff. What about Corbin Burns on Friday night? Remember him? We put him in a parlay with Joey Wentz not to be the winning pitcher. That was about as easy as it gets. But Corbin Burns, how about 93 pitches after 6 innings pitched? Manager wants to go ahead and put him out there. Like, all right, seeing how this scenario unfolds before, just got to get the first guy on base. First guy knocks in a single. It's like, all right, you're going to go ahead and pull him right now. He's at like 97 pitches, runner on first. No, we're going to let him pitch to the next guy. Promptly walk the next batter. All right, now we got a batter on first, a second. Dude's damn near at 100 pitches. We're going to go ahead and pull him, right? No, we're going to leave him in there. Okay, now you're sweating your ass off. Need the next guy to get a base hit or draw a walk. He does that. Now we got bases loaded. Dude's at like 105, 106 pitches, and the manager lets him still stay on the mound. What'd you bet the over? You bet the over there, Davey? Huh? What? How much money do you have on that over? Your dude's got bases loaded over 100 pitches. And you'll leave him in there. Of course, he gets the next batter out and then promptly gets pulled. Oh, that one hurt. Boy, Friday could have been 9-2 instead of 8-3. Still a fantastic night. But that one still hurts. Over 100 pitches in this day with bases loaded. The only reason you guys know it, you were watching the game, was because that batter was left-handed. And the manager wanted the lefty-on-lefty matchup. If that guy was right-handed, he would have gotten pulled. But still, shocking that he even stayed out there for 3 batters. And given that they all get on base and manager just lays him out there. That one still hurts me right there. Then we also took a stab on a couple out props who weren't perfect last week. Cortez and Anderson, they didn't get the job done. Bet them under 17.5 outs. And Classic, they both just missed you on the hook as they go 6 innings strong to both of those guys. And Tuesday we went 1-5. So to go 1-5 on Tuesday, on Thursday you lose a 6-unit bet in Braxton Garrett, and yet you're still able to win over 2 units. I call that an okay week. We battled back, we busted our ass, we found some good spots, and we turned a profit. That's not bad right there. So again, it's plus 2.37 units. All right, let's go ahead now and toss up the MLB recap. I shared this on Twitter. I think most people only care about the top line. How are you doing overall? Well, how about plus 12.58 units? Love that right there. And then most people really just care about the bottom little section of how are you doing week-to-week trend. We started off on fire, got cooled off 3 weeks in a row, and now you can see the last 3 rows. Not only are we making money, but we're progressing and making money. So what is this week going to bring? I don't know. We didn't bet any baseball yesterday, so we're 0-0 as we roll into Tuesday's action. We got some baseball bets on today's card, so look forward to kicking it off and resuming the hotness that we're on in baseball. See if we can't make it 4 weeks in a row profit. If we go up and throw on yesterday's recap, we unfortunately do not get to ring the cash register. Boy, did we suffer some heartbreaks yesterday. We had 4-4 yesterday in the French Open. 2 of those losses you can see right there are brutal. What about Zapata Morales? What about up 2 sets to love? And then I don't know, I watched it and it was shocking to watch how far he fell apart. Third set, loses it 6-1. Fourth set, he throws up a bagel. He didn't do a goddamn thing in that set. Lost 6-0. And then the fifth set, he's competitive, but unfortunately, Diego Schwartzman, he gets the first break, and then he's able to carry that on to the win. So that one was tough. And then the over there in Popperin, that was brutal right there because he is another player that just took a set off. It went 5 sets, and you still lose it. Or 4 sets, and you lose it. He lost 3-1. Sorry. He lost 3-1. Just took that third set off. Like, you got to do that. Lost it on the hook. That one was brutal right there. Of course, we did take a stab at a couple dogs in taking their game handicap plus 7.5 games. Both of those cashed relatively easy right there. Missed on a couple overs. Missed on a first set money line, but then hit another over. Remember Davidovich? You guys weren't surprised to see that play on the card. What do we say about Davidovich? The guy just mental head case throughout a match. He is easy for overs. Ultimately, it's just so easy for an over. Yeah, we bet him over 33.5 games and got a cash. So down on the day to kick off the week. But it's only Monday, so we'll look to plenty of and get it back. All right, let's hop in that comment section, see what you guys are doing. Feels so good hanging out with you guys after a little bit of a layoff. So appreciate you guys kicking off the morning with me here. We've got my man Juan. Today's going to be a good day. You feel it? I feel it too. We got some good bets on today's card there in the MLB. Morning, Thad. So glad the Premier League's over. Yeah, 12th place finish for Chelsea. But you hired Pochettino, as I said, and I think the summer is going to be really exciting for you. See what you offload, see what you can bring in. I did see the tweet by BR Football. They've already declined Yao Felix. They're not going to go ahead and buy him, which is not shocker because he's not a good counter-attacking player, and that's what they did a lot under Spurs, is a great counter-attacking team. So I wasn't surprised at all that they were not going to go ahead and sign Yao Felix, but the Premier League is over. Oh, man. Love that hit. Yeah, all player props. Love that. Reed Detmer's under. 2 dudes to get a strikeout. Took Juan Franco to go ahead and steal a base because they were going up against Noah Syndergaard. And hell, I think there were like 5 stolen bases in that game. Walls had 2. Franco had 1. Everybody was running on Noah Syndergaard that game. So, yeah, that was a great hit. That absolutely was. Bring that Michigan heater with you this week. Let's do it, Ryan. Let's do it, man. We'll try like hell. I can guarantee you that. Well, try like hell. Good morning, Ross. You like this shirt? My wife says it's busy as hell. She don't like it, but it's all good. I like it. What's up, Corey? I'm glad you had a good little vacation. Love to see that. You still feeling the waves from the boat? People say they still feel it. I know you said you were feeling it yesterday, but should I stop doing this, Corey? Is this bringing back nightmares on the boat? Do you ever think we'll see a day when a power club in the Premier League gets relegated? I mean, I'm trying to think. How about this, Ross, just to expand on that? I would say Southampton's not a power club, but, I mean, they're established. They've been in the Premier League forever. How about all 3 teams that went down were established Premier League teams? Leeds has been in the Premier League long enough where I think that was a shocker. Obviously, Leicester won the title 7 years ago, and Southampton's been in the Premier League forever. 3 teams. I would not have guessed. All 3 teams were established Premier League teams. That was a shocker. That was a shocker. I knew Everton was going to get it done, but if Everton didn't get it done, let's say it flip-flops and Leicester obviously stays up. Now you're talking about Everton going down, which would have been an established Premier League team. That was a shocker. That was an absolute shocker to see 3 legit Premier League squads go down. So I hear you, Ross. That's surprising. But now, like I said, all those players, because they can't afford them on the championship wager. Hell, you make $40 million, roughly speaking, for just being in the Premier League team. Because, they've got revenue sharing splits just like every other league. Just for being in the Premier League, you make about roughly $40 million. So you take that away, yeah, you can't afford a Vardy, a Madison, a Tillemans, a Harvey Barnes. You can't afford these players. That's what I'm looking forward to, is to see where all the moving pieces are, because good players are now going to be forced out of these clubs, and they're going to be landing in the Premier League, a lot of them. I'm looking forward to that. Let's go, man. Let's get it Tuesday. The waves are gone now. Okay, good. Sad to see Leicester go down. What's that? That's still the greatest win ever. 250-1 to win the Premier League. That's like the greatest story ever. The greatest story ever. Watch out for Chelsea down next season because remember last time Chelsea didn't have European football, they won the Premier League. Big boy clubs that don't have European football and can focus one match a week, prepare, train. I'm not saying Chelsea's going to win the Premier League because I don't think they'll be able to make enough transfers to get in Pochettino's enough of his players to run the system. But I would watch out for Chelsea. A team like that, that's only going to have one game a week, Chelsea's going to be back. Chelsea's going to be back. So, yeah, Leicester, they got a lot of players. That was shocking. Man, they were dreadful all season. Just concede too many. I mean, how many times have we taken over 2.5 in a Leicester match? They just conceded way too much. Just like Leeds. How many times have we taken over 2.5 in a Leeds match? Just conceding too many damn goals. Just conceding too many damn goals. So, all right, let's go find ourselves a hockey squirrel. We got payoff pitch starting in 2 minutes. And then we'll talk today's MLB slate. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. Feels good. Feels damn good. Let's get ourselves a hockey squirrel up in here. It's the Payoff Pitch. Welcome on to the Tuesday episode here of the Payoff Pitch. It's live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. He's the Hockey Squirrel, and I'm Jason. We preview today's MLB slate. Coming off a little Memorial Day weekend. Feels good sitting here with you guys looking at today's MLB slate. Squirrel, what's going on, man?
Hey, I had a fantastic weekend for bets. Long weekend in terms of... I played a hockey tournament. We went undefeated, won the whole thing, so that was cool. But 4 games in 2 days, dude. 4 hockey games in 2 days. Like you, that was tiring.
What happened on Sunday? What was the outcome?
We went undefeated, but we didn't lose a game.
Okay, so you lifted a trophy. Where's your medal? Where's your trophy? What's your thing?
I got T-shirts. I don't know. We didn't get.
I like it. Well, congratulations, man. I know I had to have feeling good getting a sweep there in a little tournament.
Yeah, some sunburn and lots of grilled hot dogs.
Lots of grilled hot dogs. Love it. Good celebration. Love that right there. Man, it feels good, like I said, to be in here with you. Squirrel, I don't know what you've been thinking. I kind of took the weekend off from handicapping baseball, but really jumped at it again last night and was prepared to attack the sports books this morning. I was thinking this feeling last week, but boy, I really had that feeling today that sports books are on to all the good plays. Like, you got a good play, it's minus 160, it's minus 150, minus 145. You see this as you always progress into each season, as you get a couple months in that, once we know who's who and what's what, things become juicy. So plays that I thought I was going to play today, I couldn't really play them. It was just too juicy. So I don't know if you're seeing that on your side as well. Kind of things
not particularly, here. But I do overnight lines as well. So a lot of things that I've taken have already moved, which, this is back to the EV thing. It's, are you getting closing line value? I've had a bad stretch the last month or two. I made up a lot of ground over the weekend. I had a 5-0 day and a 7-2 day. That was on, Saturday and Monday, were the two big days there. So, that was probably 12 units or something in like a 3-day span. So, but back to the roller coaster. It's things will work out. The numbers will work out as long as you're beating the closing line over a large number of plays. So,
yeah, love that right there. Well, I haven't given out a baseball bet since Friday, so let's jump on into it. I'm itching to go ahead and give out some baseball bets. So with that being said, we call it Around the Bases here at the second inning. We'll break down a couple games for you guys. I'm interested to hear what the Squirrel wants to kick off with today's show.
Yeah, we'll start with the first play that I actually made today, and one that I figured I would get closing line value on just because of the name. Not that it's been the same pitcher, and that's the obvious Sandy Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins today at home. I saw it was a price of minus 130. I'm expecting it, or at least last night, I was expecting it to close somewhere closer to minus 160 today. Although, Alcantara hasn't been the Alcantara that we saw the last season or two, where he was going, a full 9 innings and just striking everybody out and ridiculous. But I still would not necessarily want to go against him. I saw a little bit of resistance in the line last night, but it seems to have come back. So we're sitting at about minus 135 now across the board, it would look like. I bought this at minus 130. I did give it out, so it is something that I'm on. And I have it modeled higher, closer to minus 160 price. So we'll see if we get there. But in terms of just a simple CLV play on the name of the pitcher, I figured that would take off.
Yeah, you know why it's not taking off? It's not taking off because Marlins bats have that perception and the Padres bats have their own perception. But I wanted to talk about this game a little bit later, and I'll just kind of just back up what you said, just throw out one stat from right now before I elaborate it in a little bit one of these deeper innings. Batting average for the Marlins is .320 versus left-handers. They're seeing Ryan Weathers on the mound. The Padres are hitting .191. We've kind of talked about their struggling batting average. They've got all the names, but it's just not clicking for that team. So perception is perception, but it's not reality with how these teams are performing. So I like it. Now, I'll be talking about that, and I looked back to Marlins today as well. I love your angle right there. I want to talk about the Blue Jays. They're taking on the Brewers today. This is a game that I think you could maybe certainly take the Blue Jays to back them on a full game perspective. They've got a massive offensive advantage versus the Brewers. This is a Brewers team that's got the league worst batting average versus left-handers. And this batting average will make you cringe at 114. 114 is what they're hitting versus left-handers. That is atrocious. I was initially going to give out Brewers F5 team total under 2.5, solid at minus 145. Was kind of working my way through the handicapping. And when I felt like I was confident in the play to give it out, I went to go buy it myself, and now it's minus 165. So I can't make that play myself, and I certainly can't give it out. But I think with the Brewers, with the Brewers batting average versus left-handers, that's why I'm confident in that play. They also only slug 182. Like, how the hell are you slugging 182 versus left-handed pitching? That is god-awful. They do draw a lot of walks at 15.4%, but then that's kind of neutralized by their league-high strikeout at 30.8%. Now, Kikuchi, you want to look up his card and tell me that he's given up multiple runs in every game? Sure, but we know these guys are professionals, so you try and pick spots of when they can succeed or fail. This is a spot up against this Brewers team, this Brewers struggles versus left-handers, where I think Kikuchi could, have a nice outing. Meanwhile, for the Blue Jays, how about one of the top 3 offenses right now, versus right-handers? And they're going up against Adrian Hauser, which he's put together 2 nice starts in a row. That's why if I look to play this, I'm either going to take the Blue Jays on the full game money line because I like their bullpen advantage that they get, or I'm just going to fade the Brewers and their struggles versus left-handers. So I absolutely like this. And Kikuchi is actually a guy that's performed better at home to give you a little bit more encouragement. Opponents hit 298 off of him on the road, but they only hit 250 off of him at home. This game's obviously being played at the Rogers Center tonight in Toronto. So go ahead and look for the Blue Jays to have success. Unfortunately, the play I was thinking about giving out, I'm no longer going to give it out. It's still a play I like. If you like a parlay piece, that would be that Brewers F5 team total under 2.5. So, all right, Squirrel, what's another one for you?
Of things that are still obtainable that I've given out, because a large majority of the stuff that I gave out, I think I gave out 10 bets overnight lines for last night.
Wow.
So a vast majority of those have already, moved significantly from where I got them. But of one that you can still achieve, I would like to look at the Twins and Astros game. I was waiting on the money line for the Astros potentially to creep up a little bit more plus money, and it went in reverse. I didn't bet the money line. I was going to take the Astros if it got to plus 120 because I have it as a coin flip, completely 100-100. So I figure if I could get plus 120 on a coin flip, I'd be very happy. Not the case, but I did take the over in the game, which I have modeled at 9. And it is and was last night at 8. I took it at minus 115 to go over 8, which I think still fairly achievable. It might be minus 120, but still it hasn't gone to the 8.5 yet. So you have a chance to push still, and I have it modeled for a whole run higher. And I'm expecting runs from both teams in a very even game. I think the Twins may have been a little bit more favored because of the Joe Ryan name. But you do get the Astros at Minute Maid Park. Was quite a good game, it looked like yesterday. Pretty close one back and forth there. I think Twins came out to a 4-0 lead, blew that 5-4, and then ended up winning in the 10th inning, 7-5. It was very back and forth, high scoring yesterday. I would expect somewhat of a similar result today.
I'm a touch nervous with the Astros, and the reason I'm a little touch nervous with the Astros is handicap baseball in a short 10, 14-day span, whatever you want. And look at the Astros did yesterday. People thought he was going to have success up against Sonny Gray. Numbers on the Astros look good in that 10, 14-day stretch. But they played the Athletics twice in that 10 and 14-day stretch. So I think their numbers are inflated a little bit, and you saw them get shut down by Sonny Gray, a guy who gets hit and struggles that third time through. So if you look at when the Astros got their damage done yesterday, it was on that bullpen and not Sonny Gray. So it makes me a touch nervous, but I like how you have that over in that play. Struggling bullpens, so I like it right there. I'm curious where you got the Rangers and Tigers scored, because I show both of these teams from a bullpen perspective in the bottom 10. You get the Tigers versus the left-handers, but remember, we've been burned the last couple times. We've also correctly laid off of the most recent last couple times. They are not hitting left-handers all that great. They do get Perez on the mound, so there's always an opportunity for them to revert back to more of what they do, which is hit left-handers. Then you got Fado on the mound up against a Rangers team that is always good versus hitting right-handers. Curious where you've got this over, because I'm showing 9 at even money, which kind of gets me excited. What do you think?
I do have a money line on the game, but the over, I'll leave the money line for a later inning.
Okay.
And I have it at 9. I don't know. Where did you say it was?
It's at 9 with even money.
Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty much right where I have it. So,
man, the money line. I looked at this game hard to try and predict if maybe this could be a spot where the Tigers could wake up versus left-handers. But to me, both bullpens are struggling. I don't know what you're going to get out of either bullpen right now. So, okay, all right. Well, let's shut up in pitch time and see if you've got any pitching props, or do you want me to give out a couple?
Yeah, I do. I have one. One that I've actually I like. The best price and the best place to get it is hopefully if you have access to FanDuel, that's where you want to go for this one. As far as I can tell, it's plus 108 to take Yusei Kikuchi of the Toronto Blue Jays to go under 5.5 strikeouts. The projection I have is about 5.4, so you're going to be right on the line there. You're getting some plus money to go under, and from the game logs, I dug through some game logs on other pitchers as well. They seem to be, like you said at the beginning of the podcast, fairly dialed in, right? Like, this is exactly what it should be priced. This one is hard to price, I think, because Kikuchi's fairly erratic in the strikeouts that he's had. I mean, he's had some games where he'll go as high as 7 or 9, and then he'll have 2 for like multiple games in a row. So it's, either he's really going to show up or he's really not going to show up. It's fairly large swings. So in terms of consistency for Kikuchi, not something that I would rely on. But the projection looks decent. And if I'm getting plus 108 to go under, other books have minus 105 or higher. So that's why I recommend FanDuel. Otherwise, I haven't really dug too much into how those bet openly prop contests work. I know they're bringing props there, so I have to dive into that a little bit more for the prop section on that. Otherwise, some offshores I was looking at, I think the best I could find was plus 102. So FanDuel is your best option for Kikuchi under 5.5.
That Kikuchi is an interesting one, and I like, if you've looked at, I said out every Monday I do like a full season-long MLB recap. You've seen I've done a lot of pitching props. The reason I kind of like pitching props is you get a lot of good valuable information as you move through the season. And how that relates to Kikuchi is, you guys remember there was a start back against the White Sox where it was like either 15.5 outs or 16.5 outs. We took the over. He cashed it on the hook. But the interesting piece with that is, he in that game had given up no runs. It was like 4 hits. And like the first little bit of trouble he ran into, the manager went and pulled him. So he's got a quick hook. And most of these pitchers struggle their third time through the lineup. So the fact that you're on an under tied in with Schneider, the manager, having a quick hook. You can look at like an Aaron Boone, right? He knows he's got a top 5 bullpen generally throughout most of the season. Right now it's top 3. But he's another manager that has a quick hook. So you kind of remember that as you move through the season. And we know that's with the Blue Jays. So like it right there.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do Tyler Anderson there of the Angels. I'm going to do him an under as well. Going to do under 4.5 Ks. He's an under in 7 of his 9 starts. He went up against the White Sox last season where he got roughed up, only lasted 3 innings and had 2 strikeouts in those 2 innings. And the Sox have a very good K percentage versus left-handers at 18.9%. They don't have the greatest batting average right now versus left-handers, but this is a team that, like the Tigers, where underperforming right now versus left-handers, but generally perform well versus left-handers. They had success against them last year. Think that'll obviously carry over in today's start. He's under in 7 of 9 starts overall, regardless whether you're hot or cold. I like the White Sox today to keep him under 4.5 Ks. I believe I tweeted that at minus 115. And the other one I like is Bryce Elder at over 5.5 Ks. Got to find a way to fade the Athletics, right? Every time they're on the mound. This guy's gone over in 6 of his 10 starts. The Athletics suck, naturally. They only hit 167. They strike out 28.9% of their at-bats. It's just god-awful. So you figure a team that strikes out a lot, they got a really piss-poor batting average. Bryce Elder's having a nice little season. expect him to go 6+ innings, and because you're expecting him to go deep against this poor Athletics team, the strikeout should certainly come along with it. And again, he's been doing it anyway. He's gone over in 6 of his 10. You could maybe pivot to over 17.5 outs, but that has the exact same hit rate of cashing in 6 of his 10 starts. But they want you to pay -145 for over 17.5 outs. Shit, give me the plus money with the exact same hit rate against a poor Athletics team. No brainer right there. So, yeah, I'll take over 5.5 Ks. All right, 4th inning long shots. I'd like to give these guys an underdog today, or maybe a couple underdogs. Which one do you got, Squirrel?
Yeah, I think that there are a few worth taking a look at. 2 of them that I was, three underdogs. I have 3 of them. The first one, I did take the Detroit Tigers. I don't know if it's something that you're on. I think I had them slight favorite, like -105 type of thing. I took +115. So, I don't know. I mean, I just figured, screw it. Yesterday, the Cubs, the Cubs I had as slight favorites, and they were like +115 roughly, or +120. It was kind of a weird line against the Rays. Mm-hmm. And it ended up as a 1-0 win for the Cubs. And I was like, I had thought the line looked weird. I had it modeled as slight favorites for the Cubs. Just somehow couldn't get on it. Should have been on it. Not going to let it happen again to me on the Tigers. Similar kind of deal. I have slight favorite for the Philadelphia Phillies at +115. So I have the Tigers and the Phillies both +115. And then the big one there is at Wrigley. I was able to grab the Chicago Cubs at +173, which I thought was pretty massive. Just at one book, I saw +173 yesterday. I think you might be able to still get somewhere close to that, at least as of this morning, like 2 hours ago. Let me look. Yeah, you still can. You actually can. If you have Bet Online, you can still grab +173. I think I had them more like +150 or something like that. So still underdog, not expected to win, but just too much in the line. They are playing the Rays. So I think, in every Rays game you're getting an overvaluing. In every Oakland Athletics game you're getting an undervaluing for a lot of good reason. But, yeah, I mean, finally, they got a win last night.
The Athletics, yeah, they did beat the Braves, didn't they? Like 7-2 or something. Braves started off high.
Yes.
And I don't think they did a damn thing. Yeah, they did get that win. So
last night was kind of their chance to win with Soroka.
So we'll just pile on the Athletics because their one win for the next 14 days is over with. So run line. Sign me up.
Right.
Sign me up. We got you're going head to head here in the chat. It looks like with D Gen, he's on that Rangers F5 run line. So that's fine though. It's okay. He can cash, and then you can cash a little bit later on in the game. So those plays are okay. All right, well, I've got one underdog that shouldn't be an underdog at all, and another underdog that just shouldn't be that big of an underdog. The underdog that I really like, that stats absolutely love it, is the Yankees. I look at the Yankees today at +123. They're going up against the Mariners. I was going to give out Mariners F5 team total under 2.5 runs, and then about a half hour before the show, the line dropped to 1.5. So I can't give that bet out. I can't give that out. I mean, nobody can achieve that line anymore. So the reason that line dropped, though, by 1 run is because the Mariners struggle versus left-handers. They only hit .218, and they only slugged .391. They have a very low walk rate versus left-handers at 5.8%, with the average decent K percentage at 25. That's pretty good if you're like wanting to back that opponent. That's not bad. Nestor Cortez, he's on the mound. He does struggle with the home run ball. He's given up 5 home runs on the road in 21 innings pitched. He's given up the same number of home runs at home at 33 innings pitched. This one's on the road, so obviously you have that going up against you. He also struggles as you get deeper through the lineup. First time through the lineup, opponents hit 181 off of him. Second time through the lineup, opponents hit 238 off of him. Third time through the lineups, opponents hit 439 off of him. We know this. So does Aaron Boone know this. As soon as he runs into any trouble from the 5th inning on, they always give him the hook. If he's pitching well, of course, you'll go ahead and stick with him. So that's why I'm not concerned with this weakness of his, because Aaron Boone doesn't play around. They'll just go ahead and give him the hook. So like that right there. He also did good against the Mariners last season, going 6 innings pitch, only gave up 3 runs, struck out 10 batters. So I absolutely love that right there. Meanwhile, for Logan Gilbert, yeah, he's having a better season than Nestor Cortes, but struggled against the Yankees last year. How about 5.1 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 Ks, 4 innings pitched, 10 hits, 6 earned runs, and another 2 Ks, where the Yankees also are a lot better versus right-handers. Their slash line is 267, 317, 485. All those numbers are in the top 10, and they only strike out 22% of the time versus right-handed pitching. Then you get to the bullpen. How about a top 3 bullpen across the board versus a bottom 10 bullpen across the board? So I'm okay with this because I know Aaron Boone will protect Nestor Cortez's weakness. He'll go to that very strong bullpen. I love the Yankees today at plus 123. I want to be backing them all day long. And then my other one, honorable mention, which may or may not fall on the card, is going to go and be the Reds. I've got them as a better offense versus right-handed pitching. I don't see any advantage with Bello over Lively. And then bullpens are neck and neck across the board from the stats. They alternate in doing certain categories better. So I don't know why the Reds are plus 160. I have no idea. So I like it. I like the Reds at plus
I'm curious what I have them at now. Yeah, I have minus 146 would be my projection. So I'd leave the Reds at plus 146, therefore giving you some value, I believe. Yeah. A little bit. If you're getting what was your line? Because I can achieve 156. Plus 60. 156 would be
160 is what you can get.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So
let's see. Yep.
It's valuable by my model.
I like it. Give me the Reds and give me the Yankees today. 5th inning. We call it keep swinging. Time to give you guys some hitting props. What do you guys got out there, Squirrel?
I'm very interested in quite a few players on the Diamondbacks today. I thought it was interesting when I came up with my price last night of minus 234 for the Diamondbacks. That's my projection. I think they're actually even probably more than that on the money line looking now. Minus 240, minus 250, depending on the book. So that does translate into the hitters against the pitcher there of Kyle Freeland. For the Rockies, but it does not necessarily translate to good batting props, right, as far as those projections go. So I was trying to look around to see who I could get on the Diamondbacks that would be valuable. So this is where I maybe came up a little bit short in actually finding one, but I was targeting the Diamondbacks before the show had started here. So I did bet my first batting prop of the entire season yesterday, and it cashed in the 1st inning.
That's a great feeling.
I had Chicken Tendy Benintendi to go over 1.5 total bases, and he got up and cracked a double in the 1st inning. So I was like, all right, that's done.
Why are you hating on Benintendi? Why are you calling him Chicken Benintendi? What's the hate?
Chicken Tendy Benintendi. I don't know. It just sounds like it. It's like it's what I think of every time.
That's great. A little 1st inning cash. I had a 1st inning cash the last time I had a batting prop. Christian Vasquez. Remember I said on Friday's show he would strike out? How about his first at bat? He took 3 pitches and couldn't hit a damn one and struck out 3 pitches. That one felt really good. So, hey, I bet when you were talking about those Diamondbacks, you were talking about Marte. But that was one you looked. He's 12 for 37 off Freeland, 4 doubles, 2.
Oh, yeah, there's like 4 or 5 guys. I mean, like at least half that roster has done well against Freeland as far as I can see.
A lot of familiarity, obviously, being in the NL West. And if they can't get it done off of Freeland, how about the second worst opponent's batting average is that Rockies bullpen? They're allowing teams at 311 off him. So, yeah, I liked Marte as well. Also like Jose Ramirez, they're of the Guardians. He's 12 for 33 off of Kyle Gibson, 3 doubles and a home run. And another weak bullpen, 23rd worst batting average at 263. So anybody alive on MLB's Beat the Streak for $5.6 million? I was able to survive Memorial Day weekend. I keep streaking. I'm going to use Marte and Ramirez in that contest to see if I can't pick up a couple more wins today. 6th inning, it's a steal. It's time to give these guys a value on the board, or a NRFI or a YRFI, whatever you'd like to feel. What do you feel there, Squirrel?
Well, anything that's going to be a steal for me is something you probably can't achieve anymore. So maybe this will just be a advertisement piece for what I do normally every day. As I give out these overnight lines in my Discord at Hockey Squirrel. You can purchase it through hockeysquirrel.com if you're interested. But my best line that I gave out last night was over 8 in the Guardians and Orioles. It is now over 9, minus 110. So closing good on a full entire run in that game. The over does look good there in that one. So that will be my steal and my best closing line currently.
I like it. I like it. All right, I don't have a NRFI today, guys, but I've got a team that's going to go ahead and score in the first inning. How about the Atlanta Braves? Can they get it done in the first inning just like they were able to get it done yesterday? Well, they're the number one team in Major League Baseball scoring in the first inning. They do so 46.3% of the time. Here they get J.P. Sears. He's had 10 starts. He's allowed a run in 5 of those 10 starts in the first inning, so a 50% hit rate. And overall, it's just god-awful numbers. There's a 2.1 whip in the first inning. He has a 378 opponent's batting average in the first inning, 4 home runs allowed in the first inning. Just god-awful. And the Braves right now are hitting 361 off left-handers. Small sample size of 39 at-bats, but if you recall, the Braves generally are hitting left-handers well all season long. So even though it's a small sample size, it's a number that I believe in because it's what they've been doing all season. So at plus 195 for the Braves to score in the first inning, I think that's worth a sprinkle, maybe a half a unit or something like that. So back the Braves to get it done in the first inning. They should get it done all game long up against J.P. Sears and that bullpen, but really going to target that first inning with how good they also come out in the first inning. So that's what I'll be looking at back right there. 7th inning, coming to a stretch. We like to give out our best bet of the day. My best bet hit on
I'm gonna go back to the Marlins just because I think it's the favorite that I have the largest discrepancy in as far as a projection goes. You're getting the Marlins at home. You're getting an excellent pitcher in Alcantara. And I expect it to close well. I have it modeled for closer to minus 160. I got minus 130, and I'm only beating that by 5 cents so far, but it's only 10:30 in the morning. So as we get closer to that first pitch dinner time kind of area, I think and hope that will close better. But as far as a favorite that I like to be, the one to get it done, I would say the Miami Marlins at minus 130 is what I'll take.
That is my best bet of the day as well, but I'm going to do a little bit of a different angle. I want to remove that Marlins bullpen from the equation because I don't see any advantages between their bullpen and the Padres bullpen. So I just want the F5 money line, and I even, obviously, with the money line, get the option for a push. We talked Weathers, we talked Alcantara. Look at these discrepancy in the offensive numbers versus left and right-handedness. Marlins, 320 batting average against 190. We already highlighted that one earlier. Opponent's batting average is 360 versus 231. One team slugs 508, and the Padres only slug 248. OPS is 868 versus 697. So I'm getting a way better batting team versus left-handers than the Padres hit right-handers. Again, bullpens are about equal, so I want to remove that bullpen. I'm going to rely on Alcantara to get it done versus Weathers. This feels like whatever you can do, I can do it better, and I'm backed by the way better offense. It's a no-brainer. I'll take the Marlins F5 money line. It's at minus 145, so you are paying a worse price than what Squirrel's getting on the full game money line. But I think that's because of that bullpen. If you don't get 6-7 innings out of Alcantara, and now you're asking that bullpen to chip in for 3-4 innings, it could become a little sweaty for you. So I'm making the bet because of Alcantara. I'm making the bet because the offense hits left-handers. So that's why I'll do the F5 money line. All right, 8th inning, double play. What you got?
I had the Braves and something, and then I flipped over to take a WNBA bet. So,
hey, kudos that under 158 was an easy cash on Friday's show. Remember when you hit the sirens and told everybody to stop and get that Mystic Sun or Mystic Sky or whatever the hell that was? Friday night?
I have no idea. I don't remember what I did. I don't remember what I did. But if it won, I'm glad.
Yeah, it was 158. The line dropped to 156, so you told everybody to go get the 158.5. I think the game ended at 140. I jumped on that. Easy under. It was like 18.
Oh, I have 4 WNBA bets today so far. But I don't think you can get them. I think, dude, I had the Atlanta Dream minus 1.5. They're minus 3, pretty sure. I got the New York Liberty minus 14.5. I think they were 16.5 last I looked.
A 16
I
and a half
just
point
took,
favorite? Holy hell.
yeah,
We've talked
yeah.
about this offline. Nobody bets WNBA, so lines move slow, and the lines aren't as sharp in WNBA. So, yeah, maybe hop on over to hockeysquirrel.com and see what he's got cooked up tonight in the NBA. I bet you've got 4 more bangers on over there, if I had to take a guess. Just like Friday's great banger. Banger. All right, double play. So you're parlaying the Braves with one of those plays.
The Braves with who was I going with? Let me look at the board. So, who was I gonna go with? I don't even remember, dude. I'm sitting here looking at them. Certainly not the Rays because I like the Cubs. Oh, you could try. Doesn't have to be a money line either. You could do that Twins and Astros over since it's already since it's available still. That would get you. Dude, I don't know if you can hear this. There's this guy. I don't know if he.
Hear it?
There's a guy in the building. I can always hear him. He's puking every morning. I think he drinks a lot. It's gross. So I was hearing him Ralph across the hall. It's disgusting. At first I thought he was like bulimic or something, but I don't think he is anymore. 164 to go Braves and the Twins and Astros over.
Okay, nice. I'm going to do a couple money lines here. How can you not like the Braves? Especially when you add in the fact that the Athletics got their one win out of the way for this week. So love the Braves. They naturally have all the advantages. Nobody really needs to talk about them. Then tack on the Blue Jays. Mention how the Brewers can't hit left-handers. Blue Jays actually have the best batting average right now versus right-handers. Hauser is on a good little bit of a roll, but like the Blue Jays offense. And then the Blue Jays get a good bullpen advantage over the Brewers as well. So I like Braves, Blue Jays today. I actually think you could tack on the Rays and maybe make it even a triple play because if you look at the numbers, yeah, the Rays bullpen is having a little bit of a hiccup, but that's because they throw so many openers and their bullpen numbers kind of get inflated from time to time. If you get 6-7 innings out of McClanahan, you get those good bullpen arms. I think the Rays will knock off the Cubs, but my official play would just be Blue Jays and Braves. All right, let's throw up our official bets, and then let's have some fun here with rapid fire, see what we can't cook up in terms of some good leans for the people. So let me throw mine on the screen. Did you Twitter me yours or no?
I don't think so, but I can give you this. Check out the Indiana Fever in the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
And they're playing the Connecticut Sun under 159. I just got plus 102. It's going to 157. Indiana Fever, Connecticut Sun.
Fever Sun. Okay.
I can't even spell Connecticut. I don't know how you spell it.
To be fair, it is tough. While you send that play out to everybody, I'm going to go ahead and run through this card, but the only one that I want to elaborate on is, look what's back. Zach Greinke is back. Obviously, I felt like it would have been cheating everybody to put it in, shut up, and pitch because it's the no-brainer play. I don't give a shit what the Cardinals' walk rate is. Zach Greinke has stayed under on teams that have like a 12% walk rate. It don't matter. I didn't do any research. It's Zach Greinke. The dude throws strikes. He's only gone over this number once all season. Remember, the books took it away from you because it was such a gem. He always stays under 1.5 walks. They give it back to you today, presumably because it's the Cardinals and, you know, the name recognition of the Cardinals bats. But Zach Greinke has done this all season long. Hell, even dating back to last season. I actually am going to look at what their walk rate is now that I'm curious. Yeah, they're hitting 208 versus right-handers. Striking out 21.9% of the time, the walk rate's 9%. So, shitty offense right now. Zach Greinke's going to stay under 1.5 walks, so that's what he does. Everything else I've already talked about. Let's jump on into rapid fire here. So, yeah, Greinke. I wet myself when I saw they had that line available. Thank you very much, DraftKings. Can't wait to take your goddamn money. I took that tweet out at 2:30 in the morning. I always wake up. I never sleep through the night anymore these days. Woke up, was like, is there a Zach Greinke line out there? Yes, there is. Send that tweet out at 2:30 in the morning. I'm all over it. All right, Rangers and Tigers, over-under of 9. You got the Rangers at minus 130, Tigers plus 110. I already told you I was kind of leaning towards the over, so if you're giving it to me at plus money, sign me up for an over 9. Two struggling bullpens, bottom 10, both of these teams, bottom 10. Tigers normally hit left-handers, not right now, but normally do. Rangers good offense. Yeah, over 9.
Yeah, I have the game projected at 9. The Tigers is where I'm interested. They're what, plus 110 roughly. I have them projected minus 110, so I'm happy to take the Tigers at home today. Martin Perez is a bit scary, but I will trust the projection.
Padres and Marlins over under of 8.5. Padres plus 115. Marlins minus 135. I'm not sure we need to expand on this anymore. He's on the full game. I'm on the F5. We all like the Marlins around here, so.
Yep.
Take the Marlins. Guardians and Orioles over under of 9. Guardians plus 120. Orioles minus 140. I do think this one goes over. I agree with the line movement that it bumped up a run. So I'll still take over 9.
Yeah, I got it at 8. I had it projected at 9.5, and we're basically there. So I'm on over 8. I have the Guardians projected at plus 120 as well, so the money line's right where it should be.
Brewers and Blue Jays over under of 9. Brewers plus 135. Blue Jays minus 155. Number 1 offense versus right-handers. League worst versus left-handers. Really good bullpen, the Blue Jays. I'll take the run line at plus money. So Blue Jays run line for me.
Okay. I didn't hear what you said for. I have them minus 148 on the Blue Jays. I don't know where they're actually at.
About where they are at minus 155. So about where they are.
Okay. We'll roll with it.
Phillies and Mets over under of 8.5. Phillies plus 115. Mets minus 135. If you see a line later on throughout the day, the Phillies walk rate is at 11.5, which you start getting over 10%. You do pretty good. We know Senga loves giving out free bases, but there's no line on him right now. I was going to be hopefully playing this angle. If you look, if you find the line a little bit later on, I think taking Senga, even if it's at 2.5 walks, I think you can go ahead and take it over. It's a great matchup. In terms of this, the Mets are hitting left-handers, and you're getting Ranger Suarez on the mound. Phillies are scuffling a little bit versus right-handers. No real edge in the bullpen. But I think with Senga, if he walks these Phillies, that's a recipe for disaster with the amount of slugging power. They may not have a great batting average, but they're bringing in a good slugging number, so they can obviously pop a home run. I'll take the Phillies at plus 115.
Yeah, I took the Phillies plus 115 also. I have them projected minus 103.
Like it. Reds and Red Sox over under of 9.5. You get plus 155 up against minus 180 for the Red Sox. You can see I'm on the Reds money line at plus 160. Shouldn't be that big. With kind of the advantages we're getting. So I like the Reds. Sign me up.
I like the Reds also, and to correlate with it, I like the over. These games at Fenway, here's a fun stat for you, just a trend. I'm going to probably not get the exact amount, but it was like 18 and like 18 games have gone over and like 6 or 7 have gone under, something like that. Like this year, it was like a real big differential. So these Fenway games are going over significantly, like a lot. And I always get these really high projections anytime I find a game at Fenway Park. I expect around 13 runs. You're getting 9.5. So wow. I think the over is a fantastic play there. But to go along with it, the correlation then would be that you're expecting both teams to get runs. So in order to do that, Reds may be a good look.
But that wasn't your biggest discrepancy for an over and under? You got something bigger, or that is?
No, I think it was the reason I didn't like. I think it's already moved or something. I don't know. I don't remember why I didn't. I don't think I could achieve it because I don't even have regulated books. So that's where
Yeah, that was a question in the comment section. If you've ignored it on purpose, by all means, I understand.
Kind of, sort of, just yeah.
Right.
Don't worry. Yes.
All the books are out there, Ryan. Whatever you're thinking of, the answer is probably yes. What about a Royals and Cardinals with an over-under of 9? Royals plus 160, Cardinals minus 190. I didn't think the Cardinals were no minus 190. I couldn't quite get behind the Royals, though. They've been struggling a little bit too much for my liking, but not a plus 160. The reason I like the Reds more at plus 160 is because I'm getting a top 10 bullpen, and I'm getting a hitting advantage over the Red Sox. Not quite that same with the Royals at plus 160. So if you're just comparing plus 160s, boy, the Reds are a ton better. I'm going to take under 9.
The Royals?
Under
9. Yes, the Reds. Yeah, I would much rather have the Reds than the Royals. I have them projected plus 164. So right on the dot. And I have the game at 8.5. So I'm not really interested in either money line or total.
Rays and Cubs over under of 8.5. Rays minus 195. Cubs plus 165. This was a game we differed on. You like the Cubs. I think the Rays are a money line piece. It probably stays under the way these teams are hitting. But boy, that Cubs bullpen. Obviously, they performed well last night in a 1-0 win. But from a numbers perspective, last 10, it's bottom 5. I like the Rays. I'm just gonna stick to the Rays.
Okay, I'll take the large underdog value in the Cubs. Again, I don't expect them to win. I have them like plus 150, but at plus 173, too much.
Angels and White Sox with an over-under of 9. Angels plus 120. White Sox coming in at minus 140. I thought about taking Tyler Anderson's under of his out. So obviously I settled on under strikeouts. I thought that was a better advantage for us. I like the White Sox. I think they get it done. I'll take the White Sox on the money line.
Last night, I think they were around minus 130, so they've come up. I have them modeled minus 133, so if they're minus 140 now, there's some market agreement there. I like the over probably a little bit better. Do you say it was 9 or 9.5?
Let me scroll back up. 9.
Okay. I have them closer to 10.5. This is an over I took yesterday as well, thanks to the Angels later in the 8th inning, I think. They ended up, I think it was 6-3. And I had over 8.5, so I just got over that 8.5. But
love it. Love a good late game cash. What about those Twins and Astros over under of 8.5? Twins minus 115 up against Astros minus 105. So projected, obviously, to be a tough game. Joe Ryan still bitter about what he did to me last week. Dirty. You were dirty to me, Joe Ryan. I didn't like that. Going to take.
Is it juice to the under at 8.5?
A little bit more, but yeah.
Okay, because I went over 8, and I think I paid minus 114, 115, something like that.
I'm going to take the Twins on the money line, minus 115.
Okay, I have it completely coin flipped, and like I said, I wanted plus 120 on the Astros, but I didn't get that, so I'll stick with my over on the Twins and Astros. But I did over 8 with a little bit of juice.
Braves and Athletics over under of 8.5. Braves minus 245. Athletics plus 205. Surely the Athletics are overvalued here at 205 for your liking.
Always, every game. Like you don't even have to question it. You just don't even have to worry. You don't have to wonder. Yes.
The play is Braves.
Always overvalued.
Like I said, I mean, I think the Athletics were worse versus right-handers. Brewers, keep in mind that when I said they were worse, that was left-handers. Yeah, Oakland's dead last. They're hitting 167. No power at 248, strike out a ton. Bryce Elder's on one hell of a roll. Whatever you want to do with the Braves, sign me up. I'll back you. Rockies and Diamondbacks with an over-under of 8.5. Rockies at plus 210. Diamondbacks at minus 250. Boy, I wanted to get behind the Rockies today. I really did at plus 210. Couldn't quite get there with that bullpen, though. I think this is one where the bullpen could let you down, and you're pissing and moaning that the bullpen lets you down. So I will take instead. I'm going to take over 8.5.
Yeah, over is the play there as well.
Okay.
I do believe.
What do we got? Yankees and Mariners over under of 7. Yankees at plus 120. Mariners at minus 140. I'm sticking to my dog of the day. I like those Yankees as my dog of the day. Like them a lot.
Yeah. I haven't checked recently. What's the Yankees price?
Oh, looks like 120. Random sportsbook, only one. I think I got it over at Bet Rivers, but yeah.
I see why you like it. I definitely like it as well. These T-Mobile Park games keep coming out very low scoring as well. I have about 6.7.
Are you coming along for the ride? Are you hopping on the Yankees wagon? Are you coming along with me?
I don't think so. Not with actual money. I'll be there in spirit though. I'll just be.
Not with actual money. Love it. It's a lean. Just lean it.
That way, if it loses,
it's a lean. It's a lean, man. I mean, I didn't put my money behind it. Why the hell did you put your money behind it? It's just a lean, dog. All this shit's a lean, rabbit. Pirates and Giants over under of 8.5. Pirates plus 125. Giants minus 145. Bullpen day for the Giants. I can smell trouble for the Pirates because they have the number 1 bullpen right now. Due to the Giants, is it
Brebbia or whatever?
Yeah, he's an inning too, and he'll be out of there.
Okay.
which I'd have to go look. We'd have to go look. We could almost predict what they do because you could look and see when the last time Sean Manaea pitched, because when they do bullpen day, it's Sean Manaea then comes in and gives them 3-ish innings. So actually, what do the Pirates do versus left-handers? Because if the Pirates don't hit left-handers, if you get a strong bullpen day, and if you get Manaea for, call it 3 innings, this could be an easy Giants victory. Oh, yeah, the Pirates are only 192. This could be worth – let me look up. Let me look up and see when the last time Manaea, whatever the hell this guy's name is. Let me see when the last time this guy pitched. Because if they throw, let's say, Brebbia for 2 innings, and then Manaea, and the Pirates are, 190, what did I just say? Something? 190-something versus left-handers? I'm going to look this up real quick. Let's see. When was the last time this guy pitched? Here he is. Let's see. Game log. When was the last time you pitched, buddy? Oh, he pitched Thursday. Yeah. So this guy's gonna come in. I guarantee goddamn to you, he's gonna be the next batter or pitcher in. So, yeah, I'll take the Giants money line. No brainer. They're gonna struggle to hit Brebbia, and then they'll struggle to hit the left-hander. Giants money line -145. Easy.
Cool.
Easy.
All right.
And then the last one here is Nationals and Dodgers. Over under of 9. Dodgers -320. Nationals +265. I wanted to do back the Nationals in some capacity today. A top 5 offense versus right-handers. They hit 280, bringing a lot of power to the plate as well. Sign me up for an over 9 with maybe a Nationals money line sprinkle.
Yeah. I mean, the Dodgers are obviously overvalued at -300. That puts I have plus or minus 250, but the Nationals really are like plus 250. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess wait till 9 p.m. and then take your shot at first pitch on the Nationals.
Or the over. I think the over could be a really What'd you have that one at? That was at 9. What'd you got the over at?
10.
10. So 1 run, but not that 1.5 or so that you kind of look for. So okay, all right, fellas. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Had a fantastic time after the layoff, and jumping back in there with you guys. We've got Wednesday's slate. We got a preview tomorrow live at 11 a.m. Eastern. So we'll see you back for that. Good luck with your bets today, and we'll catch you back tomorrow. See ya.
See you, man.